what is the difference, the real difference? Not, we're not going to go through benchmarks or anything like that. Those numbers are irrelevant to real world usage. What is the real difference between the S8 Ultra and the S9 Ultra? We're not doing benchmarks, I should say. We're doing real world. You know, if I just hop in, is the screen really better on the S9 Ultra? Although it's supposed to be just slightly better than the S8, not leaps and bounds, but it is supposed to be better. Are you going to notice any type of smoothness gain? Now, one of the main differentiating factors will be, are you getting the 16 gigabytes of RAM variant? Are you doing photo editing, etc.? Those would really going to differentiate the differences between the two. So this is the S8, as you can see, and then this is the S9, as you can see. Now, the two main differences, or I should say three, that you'll notice off the bat is that this design here goes out just a little bit further than this one here. This is a little skinnier. I forgot what these are called. Anyways, this area here is glass. This area is not. This is a flat glass. This is slightly recessed, like it has just a slight hump, just slight recess. You notice the camera modules, instead of being right next to each other with the flash, they're separate sensors now with a flash. On the pen, the way I know which one is which is, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pick this up, but the S8 pen here, the Samsung is a light gray, and then on this one, the Samsung is almost black. Also, one thing I've noticed is the magnet is much stronger on the S9 versus the magnet here, which is also strong. But I mean, I could pull the tablet up really. If I pulled it, I can't do the same here. See, so the magnet here is not bad, but just on the S9 Ultras, it's a lot better. And then other than that, there is really no difference. You do have the waterproofing to a certain extent on the S9 Ultra. You have nothing of the sort on the S8. One thing I've noticed in my brief testing on a couple videos is that, in my opinion, the screen on the S8 looks better. And that's if you like vivid. If you are someone like myself who likes a vivid look, the screen on here is better. So let's try to sync them. We're at 228. I actually like on this one, so this is at 244, so I'll do 42. Start it. As you can see here, turn the volumes down. Speakers on both of them, they sound identical. There's no point even comparing it. You see, let me pause this a second. I want to catch up. All right, we should be closer to synced now. Even here, if you see on the bottom areas, it's just look at the colors. You guys should be able to tell here. It pops out the screen more with here. Here is a more dull look. Now, yes, I've already went to settings. I changed it to vivid. So both of these are on vivid. I have this on high, adaptive, and then this is on standard, whatever the auto is one on this one. You can't set it to high. Look how that was a little bit more orange. The grass is a little bit more greener than here. I mean, the trees, everything is, it just pops out the screen more in here, and I'm not happy with not being able to do that on this. Here, this just looks a little washed out. Now, I would assume a software update can change that, because I know the S24 Ultras were having an issue with that also. Another thing, which is, this is good. So because of the screen technology, as you'll see, the borders here are closer to pitch black. They're not, but they're closer than here. I can't zoom on this. Here, it just comes out the screen a little better. Let's try a different video. So we're going to Switzerland. Then I'll go here. We're going to do Switzerland. I have checked a couple videos, so where we at here? We're at 0.7. We're at 10. Let's just pause it, let it catch up a little bit. Okay, let's set it to 4K. It's at 720. Let's set that at 4K. Set it at 4K. Give it what the time it needs to go ahead and set itself. So on this video, the grass is greener on this side than here. So I'm glad I did this, which, you know, maybe it was just however the video was trend coded on both of these, which still doesn't make sense to me. I mean, honestly. But yeah, quite frankly, it does look better on the S9 Ultra than it does here. And then also that those borders on this video are identical. In the last video, the borders here were a lot lighter and the borders here were darker. I'm not sure why that is the case either. Wow, Switzerland's beautiful. Yeah, so this one here, it does look a lot better on the S9 Ultra. So we're not, you know, I guess it just, they're really so close where it's kind of, I mean, I don't know how Samsung thought this was an upgrade, but, you know, they're following Apple's path. Even, you know, they give us the least amount as possible. Okay, as you saw, that wasn't butter smooth. When I did that, it jittered just slightly, which, I mean, it is obviously the same on this. I mean, whatever, right? You know, but never had any issues. You know, I look at this. So why won't it let me go up? Okay, now it is. So how do I feel right now? So we have the videos playing in the background. I mean, from what everyone's saying, the chip on here is a lot more efficient, so I'm assuming I will get better battery life. Not really doing benchmarks. Yeah. So is the S9 Ultra a upgrade over the S8 Ultra? No. Slight bump, I guess. Upgrade? No, I wouldn't call it an upgrade. Now, technically, by the definition upgrade, yes, it's an upgrade. But realistically, if you're in the market for a tab that's not going to be outside, you're not going to ever get it wet. That's what I mean by outside. Brightness wise, these are just, brightness is, I don't notice any difference at all. I've only been testing this for about 3 hours, but I mean, I haven't, the cameras, no point of really going over the cameras because the cameras are identical. Took a couple photos, nothing to my eyes that you can notice a difference. So if you're in the market for a Ultra, because there's only been an 8 and a 9, there's only two models or two generations so far, I would go with the S8. Regardless of how much money you have, again, unless you're going by the water, then you're going to go ahead and get the S9. Now, if you're doing video editing on this, which, I mean, do people do that? I'm assuming they probably do. I mean, I have one cut on here, but if you're doing video editing, then you want to go with the most powerful processor to cut down in as much time as possible. Now, will it be leaps and bounds better? Most likely not, but it will be faster. This is the new Snapdragon, right? So that's my opinion on that. Yeah, I mean, I watched enough videos. I knew this wasn't going to blow me out the water, but I mean, it's exactly the same. We're going to go ahead and run CPU benchmarks and see what happens. One thing that you can see on here is that the S9 Ultra is going much faster than the S8. I mean, they're both going really slow in my opinion. I mean, it's a benchmark though, but I mean, come on. I literally just went up. Okay, so the S9 Ultra is done, and the S8 Ultra is still chugging along. So as you can see, it got a 2125 on single core. So this actually, so the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the S24 Ultra is at about a 2172, and ours single core is a 2125. So it's a little bit slightly below that, but it's for the most part above anything else. I mean, Android. Multi-core, the S24 Ultra and the S24 Plus perform significantly faster. Not sure why that is. Literally, this is a big difference in numbers, but so here are your results. So you have a 2125, which is just a slight bump in single core, but then you have a massive jump in multi-core between these two. So we'll go ahead and do a GPU benchmark. I'm a little bit concerned with that score, but I mean, okay, so as you can see, again, the S9 Ultra performed this much faster. So let me know that the GPU is a lot more powerful. You would assume 9510. As you can see, this performs significantly better. It doesn't have the 24 Ultra on here, but it does have my Fold 5. So with the Fold 5, which is what this is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. This is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So just a moderate bump in performance. Judging by these numbers here, I would assume that it's probably less powerful even than the S24 Ultra also, because why is it showing me the S23s? And as you can see, this scored a 5,580. So this is a massive, massive, massive improvement over this one. I mean, almost, I would say about 80%, 70 to 80%, somewhere around there. But I mean, this is performing closer to 5,580, closer to the Z Fold 4. So yeah. So that's all. Just want to do that really quickly. So performance does take a slight increase on here. Not sure why the S24, especially because of the heat dissipation on this. You would think that this should be better. Same, but hey, software, hopefully improves that. And do I have to upgrade? Let's just see something. I mean, since I literally just did the unboxing that I messed up, so you guys aren't going to get the unboxing, but nothing really to see. Software update. Let's check for updates. Software is up to date as of May 1st. So, I mean, no, it's cool. But anyways, that was a quick comparison. Again, I know I've said this before, but get the S8 Ultra. I mean, unless you're doing like video editing or anything where you need the extra power as far as watching content and being able to have multiple things open, which I've done on this. Using decks, you're not going to have any stuttering on this. Use it. I've had this tablet for, man, I've had this for 2 years now. I want to say a year and a half. I've had this well over a year, and I this is my favorite tablet. Let me show you something. Video editing. That's not a laptop. Then I'm going with this. This is the iPad 13, which in my opinion has nothing on these tablets. I much prefer the feel of this, the screen, everything about this. But I mean, can't really say anything bad about the iPad. Is the battery dead? Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Steve here, Beyond Details. Peace.